Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another Saturday video. Today's video is all about finds from the Dollar Tree, and I'm excited to bring you this video because this is one that has actually been highly requested. So let's jump into it, not waste any time. My finds from the Dollar Tree for your garden this year. So the very first thing that I found going to the Dollar Tree was actually garden gloves, and I was kind of surprised by this. So these were $1.25, and I liked them because they are the nitrile dipped gloves. I'm not typically somebody who wears gloves in the garden. These ones though, for $1.25, I don't know how you could go wrong. They've got the nitrile dipped so that way your hands don't get wet when you're digging in the garden. I've seen some that are just the cloth. They had those there and they were really cute, but they were cloth all the way around. So even if you dug, your hands would still be getting soaking wet and mud would still seep through it. So if you're going to get gloves, get the ones that have the nitrile. They had a whole array of colors. The next thing that is on my list are these plant clips, and I was kind of surprised by this. This is $1.25, and you get 20 plant clips, and you get two different sizes. So you get these really small ones. These would be perfect for anybody who's growing tomatoes this year or who have floppy plants. So you get the small size, and then you also get this larger size. And these are great because your plant can still move around, your stem can still move around, but it's going to keep your plant secure. And I thought for $1.25 to get 20 of these clips is absolutely amazing. And I'm sure you could use these for more than just things in the garden, but I liked how sturdy these guys were. And I really just appreciated that you'll be able to have your plant be able to move around in this. You don't want to ever have your plant be so secured that it can't move. Next on my list is bamboo skewers. And so while these have multiple uses, these were in the kitchen section. These are great because these can be used to help support your plants. Going back to the clips, pop one of these down into the ground. If you have something that has very tall flowers, things like delphiniums or things like stock, pop one of these down into the ground, grab a plant clip and pop it on here, and then your plant won't be able to move around and flop everywhere. So these I thought were great. They're very, very tall. I loved how tall these were, and these will be great for in the garden to be able to just move them around. So don't just look in the garden section when you go to the Dollar Tree. Shop around. Make sure you're looking in all sorts of different areas. The next item on my list is actually planters. I was surprised to see that they had an array of planters. I found this one. I thought this one was cute. It reminded me somewhat of terracotta, and I really, really liked it. While it doesn't have drainage on the bottom, you will need to put drainage in here because you don't want your plants to just be full of water and rot. So make sure you're able to put drainage in your containers. It's got these little areas right here that look like they should be able to pop out. For $1.25, just take a drill or use some scissors, pop a hole in here, and then your plants will be good to go. But I just thought that this one was really nice looking for $1.25. I don't know how you could beat that. The next item that is on my list is seeds, and this is how I started out gardening, was seeds from the Dollar Tree. This is bringing me back to my roots, are the American seeds. These are the Shasta daisies. I picked these up. You can get 4 of them for $1.25. So it is a killer deal, and there's actually a really decent amount of seeds in here, and there is nothing wrong with dollar store seeds at all. The range that you get is usually pretty limited, so you're not going to get some of these really cool plants, but they have all of the classics, a lot of basic seeds, and for 4 of them for $1.25, I mean, it really doesn't get better than that. I will say, it's gonna say non-GMO on it, and that means absolutely nothing. You can't buy GMO seeds anyways, so that's something that I get questions about, is why does it say non-GMO? It doesn't matter. All seeds that you buy for home gardeners are non-GMO anyways. But regardless, these are really, really great. This is a great way to start out and save a ton of money in your garden. I would go pick up as many as you can from the Dollar Tree and then buy any specialty ones outside of the Dollar Tree. The next item that is on my list is items that were not found in the garden section. It is a wire trash can and a wire basket. And these, I think a lot of people are going to be buying up this year. I believe these were both $1.25. This one definitely was. This one doesn't show the price on it, but $1.25. These will be great if you have a pest problem in your garden. If you deal with moles, if you deal with gophers, bury these and then put your plant inside the basket. Your roots can still grow out, but the gopher and mole isn't going to be able to get all the way through and be able to totally kill your plant. It can eat some of the roots on the outside, but it's never going to actually get to your entire plant. Next year, my plan is I've got some specialty tulips that I really want to grow, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up growing them in these smaller baskets. I'll put the bulbs in here, bury this basket, and then I will be able to have my tulips come in here and they will all be protected. So highly recommend getting them. I would probably recommend getting the black ones if you can get the black ones that you're going to be planting in and burying them in the ground. These ones, if you don't get it buried all the way, you're going to just see this white rim in your garden, and that kind of is going going to stand out versus the black one is going to disappear. So buy this one for anything like perennials, annuals, big rooted plants. These ones for bulbs would be totally perfect. These also would be great for if you're starting plants outside and you need to protect them from birds or maybe some type of small critter or something like that. Put this in your garden, pop this over. I've seen some people selling these online for an extremely large amount of money. So for $1.25, you can get one of them. Pop these over your plant and your plants are protected from birds until they can get a decent size on them. The next item that is on my list is this little quick flame fuel kit thing. You pop the lid off of here and it's got this little wick up at the very top. It's doused in kerosene. There's kerosene down here and you can put this inside of a terracotta pot. And then I would go and I would buy these glass beads and I would pop the glass beads over it to kind of cover it just a little bit, allowing the wick just to show. And then you've got this really pretty little tabletop fire pit. And I just think that it would be so sweet, so romantic. These little beads come in multiple different colors. And if you're hosting a dinner party or whatever it might be, for $1.25, put, you know, 2 of these out on the table. And I just think it really elevates the space. Or if you're having guests over, you want to roast some s'mores or whatever it might be, but you don't have room for a giant fire pit, do one of these guys with these glass little beads on top, and it's just going to elevate everything in your garden. And the very last thing that is on my list is probably the one that I'm the most excited about. I actually wasn't able to find these. My grandparents found them and they picked them up for me and I'm very, very excited about them. It's a little late in the season now for these, but I recommend buying them now because when you're going to want them, you're not going to be able to find them. So I would pick them up now. These are garden cloches. These are bell garden cloches. I love to use old vases, or I really love the classic bell garden cloches, but they are extremely hard to find and they are extremely expensive. These ones, $1.25. They've got this little vent system on the top, so the top opens up and it can allow air in and out, or you can close it up if you want to keep it more humid inside this little bell cloche. What this is basically a little greenhouse. And so this is a really great way. If you've got tender perennials or if you're still dealing with frost, go grab these. Anything that's started to come up and you might be getting a frost, pop one of these over it. It's got little holes in the side so you can put landscape staples in it to keep it from blowing away. They're plastic, so they're kind of flimsy, but they will last a couple years easy. These guys, I've got a stack of them and they're going to be great for me during the early springtime, or if I'm wanting in the winter to get a head start on some things, I can go ahead and pop these over them, and then these guys will give me a beautiful head start, and I should be able to get some good growth out of some things by just creating a micro greenhouse. It'll warm up inside and everything should grow quite rapidly. So that is my list of Dollar Tree finds. I hope that you found it helpful. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for visiting our garden, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.